Hey guys, Travis D here. As I mentioned on the last episode, the sound sucks again this week. Again, it's not bad. You could hear me. I come in to where you hear what I'm saying. It just has a weird cave-like sound to it. So, again, the computer messed up. I got recorded off the wrong microphone. It's totally on me. Like I said, I'll make sure to do better next time. Again, please suffer through the episode, give it a listen, and enjoy it. Let's get at it.
We're back again. Now, we're back again. Oh, now, we're back again.
So what kind of coffee are you drinking?
It is Two Brothers coffee, like the brewery, and they teamed up with like a local roastery or whatever to put out their own coffee. And I found a 2-pound bag at Costco the last time I was there, so I bought it.
I remember you talking about this coffee. I just don't remember the name.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but for some reason I don't remember Two Brothers ever being anything at all. I know Two Fools Cider. I've heard of that.
Interesting.
I've never heard of Two Brothers. And where's Two Brothers out of?
Chicago.
Really?
Yep.
Did you hear about like people are freaking out? I guess they're not freaking out, but I've seen a couple people who are not happy with the fact that Old Style is leaving Chicago and going back to Wisconsin.
Yeah, I've heard about this, but not like I haven't done a deep dive.
No, I haven't dove either. I just saw that they're going back to where they originally started brewing.
Yeah, they were in Milwaukee though. I've always considered them a Chicago beer, but I just
they refer to it as Milwaukee, but it's not actually Milwaukee.
Mm.
I can't remember what the hell the name of the town is.
Oh, La Crosse. Sorry.
There we go.
Yeah, Old Style returns to La Crosse after 24 years in Milwaukee.
Yeah. Yeah, but like what? I think it was like brewed in like Chicago or some shit. That's why everyone's like all pissed.
Oh. Weird.
I'm telling you right now, if it was never brewed in Chicago and people are pissed, I'm not pissed.
Right?
Yeah,
I've always considered it. I always thought it was brewed here because I thought it was like, I thought it was a Chicago beer.
I don't think there. So if Old Style was never brewed here, which if you could do me a favor and look that up while we're talking about this, if it was ever brewed here.
Yeah.
If it was never brewed here, I don't think there is a like mainstream beer that was brewed in Illinois then. Because Anheuser-Busch is in Illinois. That's, was it Kentucky or some shit?
Oh.
Tennessee?
Yeah.
What'd you find?
Chicago. Sorry, trying to find it. It showed up in the Google search, and then I clicked on the article, and now it's like I got to find it within the article.
Gotcha. I mean, I guess there's different. Okay, so Anheuser-Busch has different breweries.
Yeah.
So there's New York, Georgia, Ohio, California, Colorado, Texas, Florida, California, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Missouri. Okay, Missouri. That's the one I think is like the original. I think that's originally Missouri. And then Virginia. I don't think Illinois has a mainstay. Like, I don't know of any alcohol that's like, home of Illinois.
Malort.
Oh, fucking A. I don't know of any good alcohol.
Yeah, there you go. Old Style, I'm going to read this paragraph from this article.
Yes.
TheNewChicagoan.com, if anyone wants to look it up.
Yeah.
Old Style, you may know, is Chicago's beer. It goes so far as to brand itself as such. And who can overlook the numerous Old Style signs hanging off taverns that may or may not still be in business around the city? But Old Style isn't really Chicago's beer. The Old Style brand comes from La Crosse, Wisconsin, where it was first brewed in 1902. The beer caught on more in Chicago than anywhere else, and by 1935, the company uprooted from Wisconsin and moved to Chicago. Old Style remained primarily an Illinois brand until 2016, when it moved its operations back across the border to where it began. It now brews its Oktoberfest beer, a new recipe, across state lines.
So Old Style hasn't been a beer in Chicago since technically 2016.
Yep.
Oh, these fucking people are just now bitching about it?
Sounds like it.
God, it just sounds like any time I ever talk about a relationship.
Like it happened years ago?
Yeah, exactly. Like I talk about it now as if it was recent, but it really, really wasn't recent.
Gotcha. I love their branding. They got like a vanity license plate situation where it's a Chicago dog walking with a beer. Fun stuff.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I could do an entire show without talking about anything October.
Oh, I'm sorry. I already talked about Oktoberfest.
No, not even that. No, because I guess I'll bring it up. This is our lives.
Yeah.
When I was trying to figure out where we could eat Monday night while we're up in Wisconsin doing our vlogs and stuff like that, there was this one place that seems to like pride themselves on like Chicago themed foods, beef sandwiches and Chicago style hot dogs and stuff like that. I was like, that'd be pretty cool, but I don't want to do anything like that. I want to do something that's, because we're staying in Fond du Lac, I think it's Fond du Lake or however you pronounce it. That's where we're staying, and some of the places I would love to have gone to aren't open on the Monday we're there, which sucks. But I was like, yeah, I don't want to drive all the way up to Fond du Lac just to eat a Chicago style hot dog.
Right. Yeah, that'd be hilarious. But it'd be like, so when my mom's mom is from Newfoundland.
Yeah.
And when we were in high school, Grandma took Houston and Michael and I to St. John's, where she was like born and lived and stuff. And I'd say I would have been like a sophomore in high school. So, what's that put Michael sometime in elementary school? Mm-hmm. And she took us out for lobster because she's like, oh, this is the freshest, it's the best lobster you'll ever have. And they had a deal where it was like, like I think it was like $25 for a lobster dinner or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, this is a really good deal. Like, we're all going to go in here and eat this. And like, Houston liked lobster. I liked lobster. Grandma liked lobster. Michael ordered a hamburger, and you would have thought that Grandma was going to have a fucking aneurysm. And it's like, the kid's like 12 or 10 or something. Like, what are you talking? He's always been kind of picky. Like, you're not going to make him eat lobster, Graham.
Yeah, I see. First off, I'm not big. I like seafood.
For sure.
And I could eat seafood. Crab and lobster have not been the things that I go to. Shrimp, scallop. No, what the hell is that? Not scallops. What are the things called? Scallions. No, wait, that's an onion, right? Yeah. Scallops, okay. So, yeah, like shrimp, scallops, fish, oysters, clams, that stuff I live with. For some reason, lobsters and crab, I just can't get into it.
That's fair.
It's just a weird taste. But there's one place in Fond du Lac I was looking at, and I think it's more of like a seafood kind of place. It's right off of the big lake up there, and they call it like they have an item on their menu called like poor man's lobster or whatever, and all it is like it's just some kind of fish. I can't remember the kind of fish it is.
Oh,
but I know I've had it before, and I was like, I know I've had that fish before, and there's no way that tastes like lobster.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Monkfish.
No.
I don't know. That's what I found Googling it.
Like you found a Fond du Lac restaurant?
No.
No.
Poor man's lobster, butter boiled cod.
Cod. There we go. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one that I know. Like I know I've had it before. And I was like, I've also had lobster and crab before. I just don't like it. But I know I had before, and I was like, there's no way that cod, to me, tastes like that.
No, yeah. I guess maybe if it was like literally like boiled in butter, Maybe I could see that, but
Yeah, or they have like a lobster seasoning that they put into like the water or something.
yeah.
Have you ever done a crawfish boil?
I love a crawfish boil.
I've never been to one, but I always wanted to be part of one.
Mm.
I know like family friends, buddy of mine, Kyle, he did it like maybe once or twice. He could have done it more than that. I don't know,
Yeah.
but he did it. But I was always like, I always had work or something where I couldn't make it. I was like, man, I would love to do that. You know, do they just boil everything into one pot and then pour it off over a table and
It's great.
you just go at it? It's like, it sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I've been to one, and it was wonderful. It was exactly what you just described.
Whenever I didn't win the mega, if you don't know. I didn't win the $1.5 billion.
Yeah, me either.
So,
Some guy in Florida did, or gal, I don't know. One person in Florida won it.
yeah, you know, my mom mentioned to me something that I didn't realize until she said it, but I remember that lottery used to be just Illinois.
Oh, interesting.
Powerball was all over the place, but that one was always just Illinois. I don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah.
I wish it was.
Right?
I wish it was just Illinois. I don't remember the last time, I don't remember the last time there was like a huge winner in Illinois. I know it was within probably the last 5 years.
I think it was the last time either the Mega or the Powerball hit 1.5 billion. Someone in Des Plaines won it. It was like 6 months ago.
Was that the one? Oh, that was one that, okay, yeah. Because it took them like 3 months to finally claim it.
Yeah.
Which, by all accounts, from what I hear, is a smart thing to do. You know, you gotta get
yeah,
it in that place before you get the money.
Yep.
And you know, they always say the smartest way to do it is do the annuity. Like, now give me that lump sum.
Yeah, give me the lump sum. You can invest it as a lump sum and make way more than the annuity.
Yeah. I know that if I ever did the lump sum, and I know usually when we talk about this, I always talk about like the Freakin Studio stuff, but like on a personal level, I just want the lump sum just because I want to start doing good with it.
Right.
And I know a lot of people are like, oh, you can't take the lump sum because then you start spending the money without realizing it. Before you know it's gone. And it's like, if I'm stupid enough to spend $700 million before I die.
Yeah. I deserve it.
Yeah. Like I will stop my own life at that point because I fucked something up.
Yeah.
$700 million. See, the problem with money like that though is like, for me anyways, like, because they say like you need to get an accountant, you need to, you know, find a bank that handles money like that, which I believe is like either like a Chase or what's the one that begins with an F?
Wells Fargo?
Fargo, yes. Yeah, you need a bank like that. Like, I can't throw $700 million into my local bank.
Right, I would put it in my local credit union.
Yeah, right. like that's almost some offshore shit money, kind of like at that point.
Right, yeah.
Like, you gotta get like a lawyer, an accountant, and some other person. You gotta get like a team of people. But like, how do you trust those people? Like,
right.
Like, because you see all these things about like, oh, well, the accountant, siphoned off all the money and now it's gone, and I just
gotta find like a legit accountant, like certain accounting firms. They actually have there are a lot of laws that prevent them from doing that. But if you just have like a buddy do it for you, like, yeah.
Oh, I can never. I would. The only time I would ever hire a friend to deal with my money would be like if somebody who was hard up on a job and wanted to, wanted to be like an assistant for me or something like that. Like, just like if I was trying to, like, because I've said there's all these businesses I want to attempt to do, and obviously the podcast and stuff, like, there's a lot of things I want to do, like, so there's things like I need to, like, small detail things I need to take care of that they could run and take care of for me and everything. Give them a card, say, hey, go get my oil changed, or like the shit that I just don't.
Yeah.
I guess to sound cocky, the shit I don't have time to do.
Right.
I can easily do it myself. Just think.
I mean, that's what money does, right? It buys you time.
Yeah. So, stuff like that. But I mean, it'd be like a credit card that has like $1,000 limit. I'm not gonna give them the black card and say, hey, can you go change my oil? And they come back with a Bugatti.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I like. I got like a whole like, the government only insures things up to a certain amount, and so I would split it into all of these different accounts that are, reach that size or whatever. And
Yeah, was it the FDIC or something like that? Like, they only cover like, what, $250,000?
$250,000, yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot of bank accounts for $700 million. What is that, 28? Right. No, that's not even. 700? No.
Yeah, so it's 4 bank accounts per $1 million. So, yeah, 28. Oh, no, and then multiply that times 100.
So
2,800.
2,800 banks?
Yeah.
My whole thing was, and I was talking to a friend of mine about this years ago. This was when when the Powerball first hit $1 billion, like average, like 2016 or whatever the hell it was. And I was telling her, I was like, I think what I would want to do if I was to win like that $1 billion, I'd walk away with like 400 something million, maybe 350 million, whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
Because it's a huge chunk of it that fucking goes away. Like when this past one happened, and the news is talking about it, and these people are going up to like all these like people on the street, like it's like, how would you feel about being a billionaire? It's like, you're technically not going to be a billionaire if you invest it right. You can be. Yeah. I mean, you could turn 700 million into $1 billion pretty quick if you find the right investments.
Right.
But you're not walking away with $1.5 billion. You're not. A percentage of it goes back to the lottery. That's supposed to go to like the school systems and the roads and all that goofy shit, wherever the hell it's supposed to be.
Right.
So and then the state gets their taxes, the federal gets their taxes, all that shit. So like you walk away with, I think it's somewhere around like 40% of it, which is still incredible. Like I said, it's like 600. It's over $500 million you still end up with.
Right.
But if I ever came across something like that, like if I ever won something like that, I know that like my whole plan is to start with immediate family and work my way out and shit like that. So, Mom and Carl would be living in Florida, retired. They could be done. Granted, Carl probably legitly has 5 years left before he can retire, which is weird to think that fucking Carl's 60 already.
Right?
Nuts. Fucking nuts. But he could legitimately, he could retire in 5 years. I think it's the average retirement age or whatever like that, or what should be the norm. Yeah. But yeah, I always made an agreement with Mom and Carl, like, because one of the things I always want to do is I wanted to open up an auto shop.
Oh, nice.
If I could always go back in time, I would go back to school to do mechanics, to be an auto mechanic and everything. I just always had fun in it. I just never had the mindset to strive to achieve schooling at that time in my life. But I always wanted to open a mechanic
Never
shop.
too late.
It's true. 100% true. I actually thought about going back and doing some classes part-time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not for mechanics, though. Like, I think it'd be more like media production, stuff like that.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Stuff like we're doing here. Just so I can learn to edit videos better.
Right.
Video editing, I guess. I want to open up all these like small businesses, just because I have interest in a lot of them and everything. And with money like that, I think I could risk it. Just for the hell of it. Let me see if this works. If it doesn't, fuck, okay, I'm out of the money. But hey, it was a fun try. Obviously, a huge chunk of it will be invested, for the future and to make, use the money to make money and stuff. But like, I want to open an auto shop. And I told Mom and Carl, like, if I open this auto shop, all you guys gotta do is help me run it for a year. Help me get it up and going. Teach me what I need to do. Give me a year. After that, off to Florida you go. Live your life, retire, blah, 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 whatever. Dad, build him a new house, a ranch house. He doesn't have to worry about stairs and stuff anymore. In the country where he could be left alone, away from his, away from people because he doesn't like people. Kind of like a hermit, not up in the mountains, but like hermit enough. And, get him a couple nice cars that he wants. Not like, 65, vets and stuff like that, but, just like, for some reason he likes 80s, like Camaros and stuff.
Nice.
Because they're nice, but they're not overly expensive.
Gotcha.
Then Nick, Sherry, Ashley, you, Michael, Houston, you guys get some money. You guys get your own money. And it's one of the things where it's like because I would set aside money for you guys, give you guys money, and then there'll be separate money for like children and stuff to go to college.
Yep.
But obviously I don't want to piss away the money. That's the thing.
Right.
There's like So like, if I pay for this shit, if I pay for these kids to go to school, they need to go to school. I'm not going to invest in their parties. Like, hell no. It's like, you're going to go get an education. Like, this is what it is. But I would give like all of you guys, like, here's the amount. Don't blow it.
Right.
Use it wisely. Like it depending on how much I win, it could be an amount where you could be comfortable for the rest of your fucking lives.
Yeah.
If you choose not to work anymore and decide to live off this, as soon as it's gone, it's gone. Like that's like there's a set amount. Like it's not like I love you guys, but don't come back asking for more money.
Right. Yeah.
If I give you 7 figures.
Right. Well, it's very easy. $1 million in an investment account should produce about $50,000 a year without, without ever touching the principal. And it should grow.
If I was to walk away with $600 million, I was thinking more like 10 to maybe 8 figures.
Yeah. Well, and that'd be very easy to live off of forever in an investment account.
100%. Like if everybody was conscious enough to do everything the right way, to realize that this is money to help you not struggle anymore, but it's not for like the one thing that worries me the most, and there's only a couple of our siblings I think would do this. I don't want to name them, but I believe there's a couple of siblings. If I was to give them $10 million, at least 8 of it will be gone within 2 years. Just because I think having that much money and be able to do certain things that they'll take the opportunity to do so.
Right.
So my original plan was, when I was telling my friend, it's like I would create an account for each sibling, but my name would still be on the account. And if they need money out of it, they would talk to me. And then if it's manageable, then yeah, why the hell not? But at the same time, it's like, I don't need to babysit adults. I don't need to do that. Like, This is a gift. Like, I don't need to micromanage a gift.
Yeah.
So if I win, here's your money. Here's $10 million. This is what you get. Okay? This is it. Yeah. Now, unless something weirdly happens 20 years down the road and something astronomical happens where you need help, I will obviously still be there.
Yeah.
But if somebody comes up to me 5 years later saying, hey, my house is going to be foreclosed on unless I pay the property taxes, and I say, well, where's the money? It's like, well, the house alone was $7 million. I'm like, you deserve to lose that house.
Yeah.
Like nobody in this family right now lives in an area where owning a $7 million house is financially logical.
No.
Oh shit, cool. Okay, side note. I'm gonna bring someone on here real quick.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Hold on. We'll pick this up later. Hold on a second. I wanna. Okay, cool. I'm excited for this one. He's coming in. Oh shit! All right, guys, this episode of This Freakin' Show is brought to you by CarterComics.com. It's a one-stop shop for all your comic needs, whether it be graded or raw. Carter Comics has got them all. All you gotta do is go to their website, CarterComics.com, check out their amazing store, check out all their amazing comics. Fill up your cart with all those comics, and before you check out, use the discount code FREAKNET, FREAKNET. You'll save 10% on your entire order. And not just at their website, but there are 4 different eBay accounts that they run. The links to all of those can be found at the homepage of CarterComics.com. Our discount code FREAKNET will save you 10% at eBay as well. So again, make sure you go to CarterComics.com, fill your cart up with all their amazing graded or raw comics, and use the discount code FREAKNET, FREAKNET. You'll save 10% on your entire purchase. You there, Nubby?
I'm here.
God. Joe, this is one of my co-hosts of JFW. This is the Amazing Turtle. This is Nubby.
Nice.
I know I've mentioned him.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Joe. Finally. Yeah. It's been a long time coming. Actually, we just realized a couple weeks ago that Nubby has officially been with JFW for a year.
Nice. That's right. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's been a fun time.
Yeah. Dude, you don't gotta sound all professional. Just calm yourself.
I'm trying. Hey, I just woke up, so I don't know how to feel right now.
You sound very like you're walking into a board meeting and you gotta give them the right numbers in order for the company not to implode.
I'll try to calm it down.
Yeah. Just be relaxed, man. Like this is a completely different travesty over here, man. This isn't that headstrong asshole that you co-host JFW with. Like this very Saturday morning calm travesty. This is reality travesty.
So would you treat Pac-Man differently if he was on?
No, fuck that guy. Absolutely not. You know what? Maybe a little. I probably would a little bit just because it is Saturday morning. It's not Monday night like it is, and we're not like deep diving into like professional wrestling and stuff as we normally do. But I mean I know you listen to our other show, you listen to this show, which I do appreciate. You talk about it all the time with me, and that I do appreciate. Pac-Man I think does too. So yeah, just like what, I want to get you over here because we always talk about wrestling and we always talk about that life, but we never really talk about real shit on shows. Like we do kind of like bullshit about it at like wrestling events and everything like that, but when it comes to JFW, it's strictly wrestling unless once in a while we talk about, I don't know, we talked about food at one point. My memory is garbage. But yeah, no, over here we talk about pretty much whatever we want. We were actually just talking about like lottery winnings and what we would do with them like in the real world. Because obviously I talked with you about if I ever did win the lottery, Freakin Studios would become a thing. We would all work together and stuff like that, and then I could truly be your boss because I'd be signing your checks. But like more of like the personal stuff about like giving money to parents and siblings and stuff like that, and open up small businesses to kind of Sturbico would be the umbrella company of everything. Like everything would fall underneath Sturbico. And I'd have all these businesses. Freakin Studios would be one of them, but like I want to open like a mechanic shop, a diner, what's the that was that place called where it's like it's a coffee shop, but it's basically internet. What the hell is those things called?
Like an internet cafe?
Is that what it's just called? Internet cafe? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that where like kids could come in, use the internet, grab a cup of coffee and stuff like that. But I want to do all this in like the small town I grew up in. Like I want to grow the town without putting like huge corporations and shit in it. Right. I think the only business I would buy is probably Jersey Mike's just because I really love Jersey Mike's.
That's good.
But Nubby, what would you do? Let's say you won that $1.5 billion lottery that just got picked up, and you walked away with, I think the payout is somewhere around $600 million.
Yeah.
What would you do? Like what would you use the money for if you were to win that much money?
Well, the very first thing I do for sure is quit my job.
Oh yeah.
Sleep for an entire day, and then probably go on vacation, a long vacation.
Where's that vacation at? Like what is it? Is it like a cruise? Is it like a travel around the world? Or is it one destination?
It'll be one destination. I'm thinking Orlando for sure.
Orlando.
Going to Disney World.
$500 million, and you travel to Florida.
Well, see, the way I see it, it's not as expensive if you think about it.
$500 million, Nubby.
Hey, I'm keeping it simple because I don't want to go too crazy with the money, and I still want to live off of it. So
well, I mean, I understand that, but I mean, realistically, okay, so if you were to take a cruise in New Zealand, it's at most $10,000, maybe 16. I don't know. My brother-in-law and sister went on a cruise to New Zealand. Alan, I know you listen to the show. Could you tell me, if you don't want to, you don't have to. Can you tell me how much that cruise was? I'm going to guess somewhere around $18,000. maybe at the absolute most. That sounds ridiculously high to me, though. I don't know. I've never been on a cruise. You guys ever been on a cruise?
No.
No.
No. But 18,000 sounds ridiculously high. Like,
Yeah.
it sounds way too high.
That doesn't. I would be shocked. I can't imagine them spending that kind of money.
Maybe $8,000. I would say $8,000. $8,000
Yeah, I can
sounds,
see. That seems
so
more in line.
$8,000. You're talking about $500 million. I don't know what the difference is between 8,000 and $500 million, but it's like what 492.
It's not even 1%.
Yeah. It's Orlando, man. You could buy Orlando.
Probably, but I'll keep it simple at first.
Yeah, absolutely. I get that. So Orlando, like Universal Studios, or
Oh, definitely studios. I mean, yeah, I would like to hit up Disney again, but I'm more of a studios guy. So.
Ooh, would you rent out Disney? Because that's a thing apparently.
Now that is something I definitely would do.
Right? Rent out the entire park.
Right.
Right? God. What about family? What would you do family wise?
Well, I'd probably bring my immediate family with if they decide they want to come with.
I mean, no,
Otherwise,
I mean, not the vacation. I mean, like the money. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing for me, and I feel like I feel like there's going to be a time where this money is going to cause problems with family, because if I start with my immediate family, my parents and my siblings, and branch my way out, eventually there's a point where I have to end. You know, and it's like, and I mean, there's cousins, there's aunts, there's uncles, there's grandparents. Like where does the ending stop? Because I feel like there's going to be a point where somebody's going to come up to me and it's like, well, what about your great aunt? You know, blah blah blah. It's like who the hell is that?
Right.
You know, it's like, well, that's my sister's cousin from. I'm like, you want me to give money to somebody I never met before? It's like there has to be a line, and I think like if I know there are certain parents in my family who obviously would never want to turn away the money, but don't really need it, and if they didn't get it, they'd still be fine. But at the same time, I don't want to have that weird awkwardness where like I just gave my cousin their kid X amount of fucking money and gave them nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me it's like I would give parents, siblings, nieces and nephews, cousins, aunts, uncles, remaining grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably where I'm at. Yeah.
I think that's where like it would have to end, because once you get into like, you know, like these fourth cousins from like a grandmother, you know, so on and so, it's like there's always family that come. What do they say? Like people coming out of the woodwork.
Right. Yeah. Like my parents' cousins not on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah. My cousins, sure, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. And Joe, I love your family, but there's a lot of fucking people.
There are a lot. I calculated out one time, and I think there's like 93 people who would be on my list.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
See, that's a lot. And here's the thing. You could give them each $1 million, and what does that get? That's almost $100 million just in that.
Yep.
Just in that. And that's where it gets weird. But see, I think the thing is, like, as I start going outwards, I think the amounts get lower.
Yeah.
Like mom and Carl, I don't think I would give them a set amount. I think I would give them like an allowance to live off of. It's like, hey, if you need more, just let me know. I don't think there's a limit I would give my mom, my dad, or Carl. It's like whatever you fucking need, you can fucking have it, because they're not the types who just piss away money and stuff.
Right.
You know, like whatever you need, you just let me know. I will send you the money. Siblings wise, I'm giving you $10 million. You should be okay. Like I said, if you come back at me because you need more money, okay, I'll give you more money, but you tell me what happened to this.
Right.
You justify spending $10 million in 5 years. Tell me what you did with it. And if it makes sense, I'm on board. But if you tell me that you invested $9.5 million into brand new, never before seen rubber bands, you're out. Like, good luck, kid.
That would be such a weird investment. I love it.
Like best of luck. If you tell me that
I have now suddenly spent $10 million on rubber bands, Travis.
Well, best of luck to you, Joe. You know, it's just one of those things where it's just like there's no way in hell, like like that money can be gone so quickly unless you did something ridiculous with it. Again, and it goes back to buying houses. Like if I was to buy a house, I would love to still want to stay around Piaton, a small town. So in order for me to do that, I can't build a $10 million mansion in Piaton because nobody's ever going to buy a $10 million mansion in Piaton. If I move closer to like Naperville has houses out there that are like $3, $4, $5 million fucking dollars.
Easily.
You know? So if I wanted to have a house like that, I'd have to be closer to the city, closer to Naperville, stuff like that. Because then so down here, maybe 1.5 at the absolute most. You know, it's like, so.
And at that point, you could build one that's worth that for way less.
Yeah. My whole thing would be more of like, I don't care I don't care a lot about the house as I will about like the property. I think the more money would be part of the property that I would be owning rather than the house I would build. Because I would still want like a 5-bedroom house just because eventually I want to have children, even though I'm getting pretty up there in age to the point where I don't want to be an old man when my kid graduates high school, which right now at 34 years old, if I was to have a kid to graduate, I'd be 52.
Yep.
Yeah. So for me, that's old. For me to be 52 years old and having a kid graduate high school, it's really pushing it, you know. But what the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, I want 5 bedrooms because I want to have the master bedroom. I want to have each kid to have their own room. I want a guest room and I guess technically an office. So 5 bedrooms and an office or 4 bedrooms and an office. Either way, I just need an office, you know, to do my office things. I just need a place where I can just sit at a desk and like grunt for no reason. I mean, I'll be half a billionaire. I don't really have to grunt about anything. I just feel like I need to. Like I need a place just to be like, I gotta go to my office. Just let me figure this out.
Hey,
when you
your
figure
own
out,
space or whatever.
Yeah, it's like I got nothing to really figure out. I just want to go huff and puff for no reason. Like, you know, like I miss struggling. That's my problem. Like I'll be so fucking rich, I'm just gonna miss struggling. Like I have nothing to bitch about, and that sucks. But Nubby, where do you stand as far as family, like money for the family and stuff like that?
All right, so I don't have like a big immediate family, so that's very easy to do. I have obviously my parents, my aunt now that lives with us, and then my sister, her husband, and my niece. So they would get a big chunk of the money. How I would distribute that, I'd say maybe $20 million to both, you know, to that family and this family. Gotcha. And then anybody else, like cousins, honestly, what have they done for me lately? So I probably wouldn't give them much. I mean, I'm close to maybe one cousin and like her siblings, but at the same time, it's like they don't come support me in this wrestling thing, so why should I give them money because I won money, you know? So it would just stay within the immediate family, pretty much,
Gotcha.
And me.
Gotcha. Yeah, see, that's where Joe falls into the fucking problems because his whole family's close.
Yep.
So it's not like he could say like, well, I only talk to Ryan, but I don't really talk to Grace. Like, no, you talk to everybody.
Yep.
So everybody's getting a check.
Yep. So my amounts, the way I've thought about it is like a combination of like how close you are to me, you know, by blood or whatever, and then like what you actually need, and then by age. So like, you know, my not that I would ever cut my grandmas off. I only got 2 left. But you know, I have an amount that I would give them, and then, you know, parents and step-parents, have an amount, and then aunts and uncles have an amount, and sort of, you know, I think aunts and uncles would be probably on par with, grandparents or whatever. And then just because they're a step out, right? And then cousins probably would get more than my siblings and more than like, aunts and uncles, you know, cause they're a little younger. It's got to last longer, you know? And then same thing for like, you know, I got a couple of nieces now, and I got, you know, like Ryan's kids or whatever. I feel like, you know, if you get to be the rich eccentric uncle, or cousin or whatever, you might as well take care of people. But I do think, you know, once there's a certain amount that like, once I've given it away, everything else is going into an investment account until I hit a certain amount, and then it's like charitable causes forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's going to be a trust that runs longer than my life to fucking do cool shit for the community or whatever.
Yeah. Where do you see, like, donation-wise? Because I actually have a cool donation idea that actually Nubby might appreciate. But donation-wise, where do you see, not most of your money, but like a good sizable amount of money to go to?
Yeah, I really want to do. If I had that kind of money, I'm really interested in like the really unsexy projects like infrastructure and like trains and shit. Like, we need a new like railway baron. You know, we haven't had one of those in 100 years. So that's I'd probably be like trying to figure out how to use my money to get us like high speed rail.
I'm not gonna lie, Joe. I thought there was literally a thing called the Unsexy Project.
Oh,
if
there's not,
I was on board to Google the.
I might call
project.
it that. To be honest with you,
right? I was what are they doing? Like, are they taking like really hot people and just like averaging them down?
We're doing a service. We're giving hot people plastic surgery to make them ugly, or like, just average. You know.
Right, we're sick and tired of these ridiculous,
these perfectly symmetrical genetic freaks.
Yeah. Your face is proportionate. Now you're gonna look like you had a partial stroke.
Right.
Like that cheek is going to drop just a centimeter. Unsexy.
Yeah,
it's like, eat a burrito. Eat 5 burritos. Put on some weight. I'm
gonna pay you to eat burritos every day until you're
the unsexy. God, I gotta find a way to incorporate that into the title. The unsexy.
Yeah, just general stuff like that. I'd love to. Like, I feel like what I'd want to do is shame the other billionaires who are not giving enough money to charity. You know.
Oh God, yeah. Like what, Bezos?
Yeah, Gates. Gates gives a lot. Don't get me wrong, but he's like mostly just buying farmland for himself or whatever. And I'm just like, fuck that.
Yeah. Look at that. Nubby walks away to get more coffee.
Yeah. So I do know, like, I'd love to give, I would love to give like $5 or $10 million. If I won the $1.5 billion, I would give 10, right? I'd love to give $10 million to my church so that they could hire a pastor who actually knows what he's doing.
Would you, with that money, looking at church and stuff like that, would you ever consider maybe building a church in a different location?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So, or using it to feed people. That drives me crazy how hard it is to get people fed.
Oh, like a food drive?
Yeah. That's just a food drive, but like I think like you can solve world hunger for like $32 billion or something, which obviously I wouldn't have at that point, but I don't know. Got to be doable. You got to be able to fucking do something. Put a dent in it.
Yeah, how come we haven't had like a Nubby, it's okay to say you're gonna walk away, bro.
I didn't want to interrupt the call. That's all.
I interrupt you. You're fucking talking, and we haven't gotten back to you in 5 minutes.
Well, I'm the low man on total pole. Remember?
Not over here, man. Over here, you're just one of us. Yeah.
Tell us to shut up. It's fine.
Yeah, you're actually a guest, man. Yeah, it's I don't know like why we haven't had like a big like fundraiser kind of thing like Live Aid, you know, and shit like that, or when that hurricane hit New Jersey and stuff like that, and they had that huge like concert fundraiser thing.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had one of those kind of like, you know, things in a very long time.
Yeah,
and it's weird to think that. My idea as a fundraiser, and this is why I say Nubby will appreciate it, is I want to put together a wrestling show. And what I want to do is I want to get together a bunch of Illinois independent wrestling companies. And it's either one of two ways I could do this. It would either be like a 12-hour fundraiser where like I'll get like maybe five wrestling companies, you know, SCW, ARW, POW Entertainment, Rocket Pro, CSW, IPW, whatever. Like get all these companies, get all these guys together around the table and say, hey, listen, I want to put on a fundraising wrestling show. I don't know what the fundraiser's for yet. For right now, the idea is Adopt a Soldier, because I really want to put together an Adopt a Soldier show that would use the Will County atrium.
Oh, nice. All right.
And I know the girl who runs Adopt a Soldier in Piatone. She came out to an SCW show this year and last year because of it. And I had this conversation. It was like, I would love to do an Adopt a Soldier show to raise money for Adopt a Soldier. It's just we can't do it at the Piatone VFW because the ceilings are too low. And she's like, what about the Will County atrium? It's like, it all depends on money. And she said she'd get us in there. And I was like, why aren't we fucking doing this then? If she could get us into that atrium that has a kitchen for concessions, has all the chairs you need, high ceilings to put the ring in, an area to have an entrance from, and a bar in there, why aren't we doing this? So for somebody that just hasn't happened yet, but I'm going to start really buckling down and seeing if we can figure out a way to do this. But it would either be like a 12-hour show or maybe even a 24-hour wrestling show.
Wild.
Right? And all these companies are a part of it. But here's the thing. Because I have $500 million, I will finance the entire fucking thing. I will pay every wrestler. I will rent out the venue. I will buy all the food for concessions. I will buy all the alcohol for the bar. I will pay people to work it, security, music, camera guy. I will fund the entire fucking thing. All I need the wrestling companies to do is to promote it from their end and to book matches. So if I get 6 people, if I got 6 companies, and I think I just listed off 6, and said, hey, listen, I'm going to do a 24-hour wrestling show where we're going to raise money. I need you guys to fill 4 hours of wrestling. That's it. 6 companies, 4 hours of wrestling apiece. Right? That's 24 hours, right? Yeah. Yeah. And it's a flat rate ticket of $20 fucking. You could come and go whenever you want. You have a wristband, whatever. But it's a 24-hour show. Stay as long as you want. Leave, come back later, whatever you want. But this company's on between 8 and noon. This one's on noon to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to midnight, midnight to 4, 4 to 8 a.m. You know, I think, is that right? Is that 6? Yeah, it's 6. And it's just a fucking restaurant the entire time. We can do raffles, 50-50 drawings, maybe there can be some auctions, donation, whatever it is. The entire thing I will fund because since it's a charity, it can be a tax write-off. So it's like I'm not losing that fucking money. I'm just writing it off on my taxes. Right. But it's also wrestling.
And then all your ticket prices and concession prices and everything can go to the charity.
100% of everything that is made goes right to the charity. I don't need any money. It's $500 million. I could probably do that entire show with maybe if I was to give like a bank. Nubby, you know better than I do. You've booked shows before. Could I do a 24-hour wrestling show the way because you heard the way I described it, right? You heard everything?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Could I do it with $25,000?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. $25,000. I could put together something for $25,000 and every ticket we sell, every food item we sell, every alcohol thing we sell, whatever we make, raffles, whatever donations, all of it 100% to that that foundation, the Adopt a Soldier program and everything. Nice. And then I'll pay everyone to run it. I don't need volunteers. I will hire bartenders. I will hire security. I will hire cameramen. I will hire everyone who already does this shit at wrestling shows for free. I would actually pay them, so it kind of motivates them a little bit to sell and shit. You know, I don't know if concession stand people get paid. I really don't. I don't know who. Yes. Okay, so some do. So I know a lot of, from my experience anyways, I think, I don't know. Nobody, again, you know better than I do. My experiences come from SCW and it comes from Elite Pro. Mm-hmm. Concessions I know were ran by the owner's parents or the owner's spouses.
Right.
So I don't know. So yeah, so sometimes they're paid, sometimes not. But referees and shit, and I would want the top wrestlers in this business. I'm talking like Marche Rocket, Joey Avalon, Christian Rose, wrestlers I never met before, like Brubaker. But the reason I want to get all these companies, because all these companies have somebody. But all these companies, other than CSW and POW, a lot of these companies, a drive to Piatone for them is really not much. I mean, you're talking about like maybe 45 minutes for like the locally ones, and maybe an hour-ish, hour 15 for everyone else. And it's at the atrium. There's so much fucking parking. I was like, if I could do something like that, that'd be fucking fantastic. I guess realistically, if I really like strived, I could do something like that now through sponsorships and stuff like that, getting people to donate fucking money. But I don't see at any point right now that these 6 wrestling companies could come together for something like that. And I think a lot has to do with pettiness.
Yeah, definitely pettiness would probably keep them away from each other.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
The wrestling business is fucked up, man. And we talked about it a lot on JFW. We don't talk about it a lot, but it is brought up quite a bit. Like the business is just pettiness. Like everyone was worried about like. Okay, here's the thing. If I sat there with 6 wrestling companies and said, I am going to put on this show, it's 24 hours, I'm covering everything, I just need you guys to book a 4-hour block. I know at least one of the questions are going to be is, well, what ring aprons are you going to use? Because they're going to want to know who's being advertised on the ring apron, because we're going to videotape it all and it's going to be released. Like, well, is my logo going to be up on the wall?
Right.
You know, shit like that. It's like it'll be instantly about like who, like what is this going to do for me? And that's what sucks. Even if I was sit there and tell them like I am going to do this, I'm going to pay for everything, and all you guys gotta do is book me some fucking wrestlers. I'll throw banners up on the wall for all 6 fucking companies. I don't care. I don't know what the aprons are gonna be. I don't. I'll probably just put JFW on the fucking apron. That's another thing too. It's gonna just be called the Just Freakin' Wrestling fundraiser, or just, I don't fucking know. The JFW,
like that.
Yeah. It's going to be JFW's show. That's what it's going to fucking be. You know, it's just going to have all these other companies help incorporate it. I'll throw the banners up on the wall, throw their social medias up there, hand out flyers where you can find every single company, you know, make a calendar of the year, you know, hey, go check out POW here, ARW here, IPW here, Rocket Pro here, SCW here, you know whatever. Like, it's simple.
You could put the names of the companies on the aprons. I mean, it's not that hard. Keep the canvas like maybe something with maybe the charity on the canvas or something, but keep that plain almost. But then just put everyone's company on all the aprons. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, but then I gotta make custom aprons.
Okay. Well, you got the money.
If
you
you're,
would have the
if
money.
you're a billionaire or whatever.
I know, but what am I gonna do with those aprons once I'm done?
Use them next year.
Ooh, I could auction them off.
True.
Yeah. I was also thinking, like, what if I did a Dr. Soldier on the aprons and the canvas said JFW on it?
You could do that.
Yeah. And then, you know, obviously, like you said, I mean, I would need to book, you know, enough wrestlers for 24 hours. I got to book announcers for 24 hours. So it's like, do I do a different announcer for every one? Like, do I use the IPW's announcer for the IPW matches, ARW for ARW, you know, and then commentating, you know, like, does the commentating change? Like, am I going to go up to Steve Aaron and say, hey, you want to commentate for 24 hours?
What if we, like, mix it up? Say the SCW commentators and ring announcer work the ARW portion.
Ooh, kind of like we just throw people's names in the hat and say, okay, here's doing the first, you know, here's doing the RPW show. You just pull out fucking names.
Right.
See, that's a solid idea. We would force people to work together.
Right.
Right. And then at the very end, when it's all said and done, we have a big ass battle royal where the winner becomes the champion, and that's obviously going to be Nubby. Because it's my show, and I just doled out $25,000 to put this on. And the whole reason, it wasn't for charity. It was just to make put Nubby over. Psych world.
Nice.
Oh God, Nubby, I wish I would have told you earlier about this because we are about to wrap up here. But I want to talk a little bit about you before we go.
Oh.
Because I do want Joe to get to know you a little bit better, since we all kind of, in a way, work together for Freakin' Studios.
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah. So real quickly, let's run through Nubby. Nubby and I met at Elite Pro Wrestling training. I want to say I got there in 2008, 2007, 2008-ish, I think is where we trained together.
2007, because that was the year we did the that show, the student show.
Oh, okay. Was that 2007 then?
It was late 2007. I remember it was cold.
Gotcha. Yeah. So we met then. Nubby stuck with wrestling. I did not. Traveled around Illinois, Midwest. Where's the farthest you traveled?
Let's see. The farthest. Well, that's hard to tell because I know Southern Illinois is really far compared to like almost middle Wisconsin, but I'd say it was Brussels, Wisconsin. It's like near the Green Bay area.
Gotcha.
It's Podunk, Wisconsin, honestly, but
so you wrestled Wisconsin, you wrestled Illinois, Indiana. You done Michigan?
No,
not yet. So we gotta get Nubby into Michigan. That's one thing. You know, maybe Steve get a hold of his buddies at Frontline. Get you thrown out there. Maybe get some camel turtle fucking gear set up. GI turtle.
I got plenty of camel stuff. So
there we go. Nubby is currently a wrestler and a referee, but referee stuff is done at the end of this year.
Yep.
Which I'm proud of. He's going to start focusing more on the wrestling side of it.
Nice. Not only that, I'm just tired of it.
I don't blame you, brother. I don't blame you, man. Like, here's the thing: you are very heavily over as a wrestler, and I don't think people appreciate that enough.
No, and they definitely don't appreciate me as a referee either, because I talked about part of that in the chat earlier this week, and it's like we're underpaid for one at certain places. Some places actually ask me what my rate is, and I don't fucking give them a high number either. It's the same one, and then it's been like that for years. So I don't believe it's that hard. If you draw well, you should be able to get it. But other places just don't want to pay me that much, and it's tiring. I mean, some people say, "Oh, do it for the love of the business." I love the business, but you gotta remember, it's still a business.
Yeah, you're there to make money. It's like I mean, Joe loves Jesus, but is he gonna fucking walk up there for free on Sunday morning? No, it's a job.
Unless I got a trust fund.
There we go. It's a job. That's the thing. It's like, I mean, people will look at this as a hobby all they want and everything, but when people actually make this, in a sense, it is a career. I mean, it's not a WWE, AEW career, but independent wrestling is a career. Yeah. Kind of like what me and Joe do right here. It's like we can do this for free just because it's a hobby, but this isn't pro wrestling. Pro wrestling is a career. There's a difference. But we don't do this free. We get paid to do this. Again, CarterComics.com. But yeah, no, it's so goofy, and you hear stories about like what people are getting paid and how they get paid, and we're not going to talk about money because I don't want to throw numbers and shit out just because it's not something we need to talk about. But Joe, whatever number you're thinking of, it's less than that.
Yeah, I believe that.
It's just a goofy thing. And
I'd be shocked if it was above minimum wage.
As an hourly rate, it's nuts. Especially like when you look at like commentators, announcers, and referees who are out there beyond the 15-minute match that some wrestlers do. Mm-hmm. And since they're not the marquee guys, the amounts are different. It is goofy. The wrestling business is kind of nuts. But it's not just independent wrestling. I'm assuming that Michael Cole isn't banking as much money as Roman Reigns is. Yeah. I'd be shocked if he was, but I'm pretty sure he isn't. And Michael Cole is stuck out there for 3 straight hours. Can't leave that table to take a leak. Didn't know if you know that, Joe. Yeah, those commentators can't leave that table.
Dang.
The only person who got to leave was Jerry, and that's because he had a heart attack.
Jeez.
I know, right? That's the travesty part of it right there, brother. Yeah, but Nubby wrestles at Southland Championship Wrestling. He also refs the Southland Championship Wrestling. I got him involved in the high voltage portion of the show, which I'm happy with. He wrestles at IPW out in Richardson Park. He referees at Chicago Style Wrestling up at Franklin Park. Wrestles Rocket Pro Wrestling out in Joliet. And wrestles Crash Tested Wrestling out, I can't remember the town in Indiana.
Maryville,
Indiana. So, Nubby makes the rounds, man. And, we lost touch with each other after the school, after I stopped going. And, kind of got back together, early last year. I had him on as a guest, for one of our episodes. And I like talking to him so much, I decided to invite him on to kind of help me keep JFW going after Dizzle J and Dally and Steve were no longer available. And then we found Pac-Man, and for all reality, solid fucking dude, and happy that I had a chance to meet him and get him on. And now we got JFW crushing it. Had our 200th episode a couple weeks ago, and we're just gonna keep going forward from there. So, Nubby definitely is one of the biggest reasons why JFW is still a thing, because if it wasn't for him, and actually even Pac-Man 2, JFW probably would have stopped, because there was no way in hell I was doing it by myself, just because it's not, we talked about that in the last episode, it's just not fun doing solo podcasts. So, Nubby, I do appreciate you, first off, I appreciate you coming here and helping me this morning. Not helping, but I do appreciate you making time coming on this morning. I literally was sending him the message as we were starting up the show. I sent a message to him and Pac-Man. I was like, hey, if you guys want to come on now, we're just going to record a show. No pressure. It's just, the bullshit. But Nubby and I were actually talking about him coming on here for a while, because he does appreciate a lot of stuff we talk about here, because as he said, it's relatable. And I think that's one of the reasons why this show's doing so well lately, because we're talking about more relatable things.
Word.
We deal more with what's going on with our lives and how our lives have been impacted. And the thing is, there's so much going on that I still have yet to talk about car etiquette like I wanted to.
Yeah, I thought about bringing that up, and I thought, it's going well.
Yeah, we're running out of time. We can talk about it next week. Actually, I got to make that note, because I want to talk about car etiquette. I want to talk about cream cheese. And I want to get an update on my weight loss journey and all that stuff, too. And there was something else I wanted to talk about, and I can't remember what the hell that is, so I'm going to have to wait for my fucking brain to loop around and come back to it, and then I can make
Get your shit together, Travis.
I'm trying, bro. Listen, if I could tell my brain to get his shit together, I would. I wish I knew what was going on. I don't know why my mind cannot retain information for an extended period of time. I will drive to work and have 5 or 6 different ideas. I'm like, man, this would be really fucking cool. And as soon as I back into that parking lot at work, blank. What the
I hate
hell?
when that happens.
Yeah. What happens to me a lot. We had this running gag on JFW where there's this girl Zoe that I would refer to as the hot girl, and honest to God, for the first month, could not remember her fucking name.
That's why you call her the hot girl.
Originally, yeah, and then when Pac-Man said, "Oh, Zoe," finally it ingrained in my head. But the thing is, I've had chats with Zoe on Instagram for the entire fucking time, and it still didn't dawn on me to look up and see her name in the chat. So for the beginning, when I kept saying the hot girl, that was a shoot, because I just kept forgetting her fucking name. And there's this woman and her daughter and her daughter's friend who would come to JFW or the SCW shows, and I would talk to them every show, and I no idea what the fuck their names are. I just call them. What do I call them, Nubby?
The Gremlins.
There we go. Yeah, or the girl and her annoying friend. I don't know.
That too.
I don't know. But I will tell you this. I know every single person I told to fuck themselves so they didn't listen to the JFW podcast. That's the important shit that my body is retaining. My mind is retaining. Not the fact that is my back door shut when I leave for work, because I don't remember that every morning. But I do remember telling Aaron Xavier's daughter to fuck herself, a 12-year-old, because she doesn't listen to my podcast, because that's the gimmick.
In front of Aaron too.
Yeah. But see, and this all goes back to the last episode we just got done recording. People know the kind of person I am, so that's why when I do things like this, they just know that I'm not really serious about it. And that's what I love about it. That's the biggest thing I love about wrestling culture, is because I got to meet these people, especially this breakfast that I did last weekend that Nubby was at, and Rion and Steve and C-Red. Jed, Pac-Man, Max Holiday, these guys, they're just cool fucking people. So as big of a headache, like I said, the wrestling business is fucking high school, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody just wants to be on everyone's ass about things and within everybody's shit. But there is a small group of them that are actually pretty cool people that, you know, appreciate the efforts we do at JFW. That because of that, even came over and listened to this freaking show. And I think I'm finally getting the appreciation for the work I put in. Steve said it perfectly last week that I do a lot of shit for the wrestling business, like more than most people would for no money. And I don't get any recognition for it, which I'm not really looking for recognition. That doesn't really. Other travesty, yeah, recognize him, acknowledge him. Joe wouldn't get that.
The one from your other show.
Yeah, I just no, the acknowledge part. It's a Roman Reigns thing.
Oh, gotcha.
But like, yeah, recognize him, gimmick, whatever. But like, I just do it because it's fun, you know. And the best part of it is like, if I don't want to do something, then I just won't do it. Like, I do it because I want to, not because I absolutely have to. Like, I'm fine doing the live streams after the SCW shows because they are fun to do. You know, and it's one Sunday out of the month where I can, you know, sit there and do my shit and do the lives and have fun and everything. It helps out the company, it helps out the wrestlers, and it helps out with downloads. But if I decide, like, dude, I got other things I have to do, I just can't do the live stream, then I don't have to do it because I'm not owed anything for it. I'm not contractually obligated to do any of this shit. I do it because I want to. And I think that's something that the wrestling companies don't realize. Is like, we do what we do because we want to do it. We don't have to fucking do it. That's why, you know, me, Nubby, and Pac-Man agreed that if we reach out to a company and they don't give us the information, we don't talk about that company. Because they're not willing to do that little effort to help us promote their company free of charge, then why go above and beyond having to deal with this shit? You know, it's a ridiculous expectation where people think that because we're a wrestling business, we should be talking about every aspect of it. It's like, no. It's like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I will talk about whatever company helps us get their information out, you know, and who will, you know, Nubby started tagging wrestling companies on our shows that we talk about them in, and some of them share. IPW shares, I think Crash Tested shares, Rocket Pro shares, SCW shares. Some of the other ones don't. It is what it is. Hopefully they start. But it's like we're doing this to help the wrestling business. And if they can appreciate that, they can fuck themselves. I don't know what to tell you. But
sure.
Yeah, but no, I love what we're doing here. And like I said, basically, long story short, I continue to do this shit because of Nubby, because he helped keep JFW afloat. So I do appreciate you, man. And join us in talking about what are you freaking thinking about?
Who are you asking?
Nubby.
Nice.
I was just thanking him for being here. I'm gonna thank you for being here.
No, I just wasn't sure.
You're obligated to be here, bro. No, I'm kidding. That's what Nubby gets every Monday. Every Monday, and he's still here. Nubby, yeah, you go first, man. What are you freaking thinking about?
I'm thinking about that ARW show that I'm going to tonight.
I'm still debating on that. Like, I think I want to go to Wrestle League, but I think I might hit up ARW just because fucking Ivan's wrestling again. Max Holiday's going to be there. I can see Chavez. It just seems like the fun one to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's odd. What match are you looking forward to the most?
Oh, I'm definitely looking forward to the family match.
They never
see how this goes.
They did announce the tag partner, right? That's still a mystery?
It's still a mystery. I think they're keeping that a secret until this show.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah, and then Creed's going to have his title defense for the ARW Heavyweight Championship tonight. And, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a really solid card. And that's at the VFW, right?
Yeah, and I'm also curious about this Youth Gone Wild and Freebird thing. I think there's more to it than what they're saying.
Yeah. All right, Nubby, this is what you asked Joe he's freaking thinking about.
So, Cartoon Joe, what are you freaking thinking about?
I am freaking thinking about baseball. I recently realized that I talked a little bit about this in the last show, but I realized that my Apple Plus or Apple TV subscription includes Friday Night Baseball, and so I like baseball. I don't follow it very strictly by any means. But part of the reason I've never really followed it is because sports packages are expensive. Yeah, you gotta add it to your Comcast or whatever. I just don't want to, But I found out that, on Friday nights I can watch it for no extra money. And so I'm going to try and get into baseball a little more than I have in the past. I don't know. It's exciting. I don't care very much about sports. I never have. I probably never will, but I am going to try to watch more regularly and hopefully, enjoy this national pastime of ours. So we'll see, but yeah, so baseball, I guess. Travis, what are you freaking thinking about?
Were you about to ask me what I'm geeking on?
I sure was.
Come on, man.
I got a text from Ryan right as I was starting to talk to you, and so I read GCL and thought, yeah, it's happened.
Perfect example of my memory. As I was ranting about the things we didn't get a chance to talk about, the last thing I mentioned was what I was going to talk about, what I'm freaking out right now, and I can't remember what that is. I can remember. See, right? I can remember talking about car etiquette, which that's a topic now that I'm freaking thinking about. And okay, never mind, found it. See, good. Yeah, it came back. I have finally, after all these, what week are we on with our journey now, Joe? 4?
I don't remember. Yeah, 4 or 5.
Are we coming up?
Something like that.
God damn it, Joe. I'm finally seeing progress.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so over the course of the last few weeks and everything, like there's been no changes, and it's been really, really fucking annoying. I'm just like, I was almost getting to the point again where I'm just like, okay, well, clearly I cannot lose weight no matter how many workouts I do, no matter what am I eating. Nothing's working, whatever, I'm done. And then it dawned on me, like, I'm going to change one more thing. And it was soda. And yeah, who would have thought? Even diet sodas, zero sugar sodas and stuff like that. And then I started eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So before I was just eating breakfast and lunch, but now I'm eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And yeah, so I'm down 6 pounds this week alone.
Wow.
So something, I don't know what it is. And the weird thing, I think for me, I mentioned this before, is it's more of a mental thing for me to succeed than it is physical things for me to succeed. Because I found that Fitbit Premium has a lot of things to offer than, the regular Fitbit stuff. Sure. And it costs just as much as the FitPal app annually. Plus, it's like, I think I bought this. I got this new Fitbit watch last December for Christmas. I never realized I had like 7 months free of Fitbit Premium that I never activated.
Wow.
So I activated it, and maybe it's 6 months, whatever it is. Basically, I have Fitbit Premium free until January.
That's dope.
So I'm trying it out, and my FitPal app renews in February, and the free premium ends in January. So I have at least until December to determine if I want to cancel FitPal and just keep the Fitbit, or cancel the Fitbit and keep the FitPal. But I honestly think I'm going to keep the Fitbit Premium because it's all in one. And the scale I have syncs to Fitbit, so when I jump on the scale, it goes directly to Fitbit. The only thing that Fitbit doesn't have that FitPal does, and Fitbit can easily fix that, is that there isn't a fasting clock or a fasting timer on it. And I think if they add that, it'd be perfect. That and net carbs, macros, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm finally seeing some success in it, so I'm more positive about the weight loss than I was before. Taking the vitamins in the morning overnight has been helpful. I definitely feel a change in my sleep and everything. I went from, because Fitbit kind of keeps a grade of your sleep. So I went from like a 68, 70 grade to an 88, 91 grade in sleep. So yeah, we've been doing this. I want to say we're wrapping up week 4. I just honestly can't fucking remember.
Sounds right.
Yeah. And yeah, now I'm finally seeing some progress. So the numbers starting to drop finally, and other than still having some weird back problems and stuff like that, I'm pretty good right now. And honestly, I think the back issues are just from the astronomical amount of weight that I'm carrying around because I'm a gelatinous fat fuck. So, but yeah, no, I'm very happy about it. Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Every week, our listeners can catch Cartoon Joe here on this freaking show. But if an hour of Cartoon Joe just isn't enough for our listeners, where can they go?
If you need more Cartoon Joe, you can find me over at the Geekcast Live podcast at violentpress.com. You can also find us on Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and Twitter by searching Geekcast Live.
Nubby, you host an amazing podcast. Tell our listeners what it is and where they can find it.
Hey, if you want to hear more of Nubby the Amazing Turtle, check out Just Freakin' Wrestling anywhere you podcast.
That's right. That's right. Plug,
Nice.
fucking cheap plug for my own podcast. Hell yeah. God. Nubby, thanks you again. Hey, man, every once in a while, if you want to come in and chat with us about real life stuff, you're more than welcome. Like we mentioned on the last episode, we're going to start doing Saturday morning double recordings and stuff like that. So we are on the road to claim our true episode number. I'm really excited to see how long that really takes to do. So, guys, make sure you follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, just by searching This Freaking Show. Make sure you follow us on YouTube at FreakNet Studios. October's coming around, and the cemetery vlogs won't watch themselves. Trust me, I tried. And, of course, you can listen to our podcast wherever you find your podcast, Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, whatever. Search it, subscribe, rate and review if applicable there. Joe, you want to hear how we end JFW?
Sure.
Perfect. That's all I got.
I believe we can ring the bell in this episode.
Perfect. As always, I am Travesty.
And I'm Cartoon Joe.
And I am Nubby the Amazing Turtle.
And thank you for listening to another episode of This Freaking Show. I'm out.